I'm Tyler, and you're watching Hoop Talks. Hello everyone, I'm Tyler, and this is my friend G. We're here to talk some sports. Now let's get right into it.
Yesterday, the NBA returned, and we had the opening game of 76ers versus the Celtics. It was a big showing, and Celtics showed up big time at the end and ended up winning 105-87. Their team was led by Jason Tatum with 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. The 76ers had the front runner leading, Ben Simmons leading the charge with 19 points and 15 rebounds and 8 assists. If it was Russell Westbrook, we all know the stat line would have been 19 points, 10 rebounds, or 19 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, and a shooting average of 31%. Joel Embiid had 23 points and 10 rebounds, but also straight out said afterwards that the Celtics always kick their donkey. He said that in an interview.
Alright, so the first game overall, the Celtics against Philadelphia was trash at the beginning, and they had so many turnovers, I can't even tell you how many.
What is Ben Simmons' biggest weakness aside from three-point shooting?
Shooting in general. He's tried shooting the mid-range and he still couldn't do that. But he's a great passer, and I think he moves just like LeBron. He's big just like him, and the way they both move together, they have big feet and they're big and just go right down and nobody stops them. If he works on his shooting, I think he could be really great in this league.
Are you saying Ben Simmons is the next LeBron James?
No, I think he could be. He's more of a Magic Johnson right now, but if he could shoot a little better, he could definitely be. He could be pretty close.
Do you think that Kyrie Irving's performance tonight will be reflective of the rest of the season?
No, I mean, every good player has a bad game, and it's the first game of the season, and you always get those first game jitters, and it's the NBA, and there's millions of people watching, and we'll have to see how it goes from here on.
Could Kyrie Irving step up and win the MVP after seeing him last night?
I don't think Kyrie at his best could win the MVP, because it's just like saying if Steph played an amazing season, could he win MVP? I don't think you could say that, because the team surrounding you has an impact on how you play, and that's just something they would have to look at for the MVP voting and say, is Kyrie really the MVP, or is it just his team that's really good? They most likely wouldn't put him as MVP. And he played really bad. So,
if the Celtics win the first seed, do you think Brad Stevens is a lock for Coach of the Year?
I think Brad Stevens should have been the Coach of the Year last year, because he did a great job when his two main guys got hurt, and they still beat Philadelphia and Milwaukee. They still beat them, and they had all their young guys, and they still managed to work their way around that, and that's really good. And I remember watching it, and they had this one play, because they were down by I think they were down by 2, and they ran a play that he, I think, just drew up and just worked perfectly, and I think he's doing a really great job.
In your personal opinion, do you think that the Celtics should start Terry Rozier over Jaylen Brown after seeing them last night?
My personal opinion is I think they should start Terry Rozier over Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie just did not do anything last night. I don't know how many assists he had, but it's still Kyrie. He had 7. Okay. Well, Terry Rozier looked great, energetic, and he just did a lot better, I thought. He looked way better.
Okay, we've all seen that photo of Jaylen Brown from last night, him jumping from like 6 feet away from the basket, going to dunk over Embiid. Can you tell me what actually happened?
Killer people goes up and challenges Joel Embiid. Felt the contact. This should have been an and one. Look at this. Embiid goes up with both hands. And Brown finds a way to get this to go in. It was almost like it was blocked in.
It looks really weird. If you watched it, it looks really weird. You can't tell that Embiid hit a piece of it, and then it would, like, let's say this hand is Jaylen Brown. This is Joel Embiid, and this shoe is the basket. So Jaylen Brown is coming down, and he goes up tries to dunk it over Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid goes up, hits the tips of his fingers, goes off the glass into the bucket. And I think he was really lucky, but it probably looks really cool.
Would you consider that a dunk?
No. It's a high layup. Or a hook.
I don't know if you witnessed this, but in the second quarter of the game, Terry Rozier had a really awesome alley-oop layup type thing. Do you remember that play, and what was your overall perception of Terry Rozier after watching that?
He was injured in the season opener a year ago. First quarter, and it's Jalen.
I already like Terry Rozier. I think he's really good. He's got ups, and he can shoot. I do remember that play. He caught it kind of low, and then he laid it up. It was weird. I don't remember who passed it to him, but it was a great play, and I've always liked Terry Rozier.
Last bit on the Celtics versus 76ers. Who, in your opinion, is the player of the game from last night?
It would be Tatum. Tatum looked great because Tatum's been working with Kobe, and he's just actually been trying to get better. He looked better than Kyrie, more calm than all the other younger guys, and his shot was just working. I'm pretty sure he was playing against Joel Embiid in the summer too, so he did a little step back three on him right over Joel Embiid.
Games to one. Tatum, step back triple. Then so far, 0 of 1. Tatum. Boys, he's smooth. That's good. Oh, picked off by Tatum.
And then he winked at him. Pretty sure. Yeah. Well,
how far could you see, or in what?
Wait. If the Celtics wouldn't have won that game, I don't think he would have been the player of the game. But he played really well. Ben Simmons definitely could have been the player of the game if Philadelphia won, but they didn't. So yeah, Jason Tatum's the guy there.
What do you think Jason Tatum could do with this season so far? Do you think he could be an all-star or like MVP or?
I think he'd be an all-star for sure. Kevin Love is an all-star, and so is LaMarcus Aldridge. So, and Al Horford. Those three great guys right there. I think he could definitely fill one of their spots.
I hear you mentioning Al Horford. How did all-star Al Horford play last night?
He played really well, actually, I thought. But, I don't know, he's just always been super slow and smaller than most of the centers, I believe. He's done pretty good, but I'm not a big fan. Alright, so we're going to talk about Golden State versus OKC with the lack of Russell Westbrook and if that had an impact on the team. And yeah, the Warriors got that dub.
The reigning champs opened the night with a ring ceremony, getting their 2018 finals rings. It was a really happy night for all of them, and you could tell their playing styles. Steph Curry opened up the night with perfect shooting.
A lot of turnovers because both teams so excited. Opening night is here.
Curry at the pole hits the three.
Then in a wild series, defeated Houston in 7, before sweeping the Cavaliers. Curry with the flip. And Golden State has hit 6 of the first 7 from the field. He's hit the only 3. How the NBA has changed.
You mean 10 in the first quarter already?
Curry got the step on Schroeder to tip miss. Rudy on the rebound. Here's Curry backing up, wide open for 3. Looney never been in that position. Comes off a terrific season before he got hurt with Curry.
Up until the first quarter, I believe, and he ended the night.
Up until the first quarter?
Up through the first quarter. I believe he ended the night with 32 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. He looks like he's in perfect MVP form. I fear he probably won't get it because he plays for the Warriors, but he's looking good. Kevin Durant also looking great, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists.
Tell you what, KD after this crossover, and we all heard about KD and Russ.
Second of our TNT doubleheader opening night in the NBA. Durant on the drive.
The other All-Stars on the team played a little iffy. Klay Thompson, 14 points. And Draymond Green showed out with just a big rebounding game, hustle player type game, rather than actually contributing much to the score. I found it really strange that they started Damon Jones,
Yeah,
Jones,
me too.
because I had no idea who he was.
I thought they should have started Jordan Bell.
Yeah, but
I
he
watched James
he's
Jones,
pretty
and
impressive.
he just looked. It was really weird and uncoordinated, but I guess he's in the NBA. So they can do whatever they want, but
Yeah, Klay Thompson, a rough shooting night, ended the night with 25% from the field goal, or 25% field goal percentage. Shot 1 for 8 from 3 land. Is this the fall of Klay Thompson? I don't know. It's
No.
too early to tell, but
I think saying the same thing about Kyrie. But Kyrie was injured, so
Steph Curry shot 55.6% from 3-point land on 9 attempts, 5 of 9. It was impressive watching him shoot, and he just looked like he was unstoppable. And he was actually playing with like a lot of ease. It seemed like he was less pressure on himself that he puts. Whenever I watch him play in the playoffs, it feels like he puts a lot of pressure on himself to do well and like forces things.
yeah, I
rather
think
than-
whenever I watch him, he always keeps things slow and
Yeah.
he stays nice and calm.
He was perfect in that form last night, and they just really showed the OKC Thunder, who had a really rough night shooting.
I mean, they're missing their MVP, Russell Westbrook. So if Golden State was missing Steph Curry, it'd be kind of the same effect.
But I feel like Golden State would still win the game.
I think they would too, but it's their point guard.
You have a good point. Well, when Russell Westbrook comes back, what is your opinion on Ben Schroeder starting over Terry? Or Terry?
I think Schroeder definitely should start over him.
Doing something different as Grant lets one fly and knocks it down from deep.
Fast, he bounced around and he's a different guy with the Golden State. Here's Thompson ahead of the field and he's blocked from behind.
If he had 0 points, that's really bad. And yeah, Schroeder, they traded for him for a reason. They should definitely use him.
Would you start him at the 1 or the 2?
I'd start him at the 2 because it's Russell Westbrook's team and you should lead it.
Good point, good point.
I thought Paul George played really well that game, and he did a good job carrying most of the load. And he had, I think, 15 points in the third quarter, which really helped make a strong trying to get back. But it's the Golden State Warriors, and you just can't do that. And I really wish Russell Westbrook and Cousins were playing that night, and it would have been a lot more exciting. And yeah, injuries suck. And, yeah, let's see.
I know a lot of NBA fans were wishing the Warriors would lose their first game and get the perspective that they're not unbeatable, but I'm actually glad that they won because I think it'll really take away the annoying false narrative that would come from fans about how Warriors are beatable and how they're not favorites to win the chip. Is that what you were thinking last night when watching the game?
Well, I was thinking that they're going to get one more ring, for sure. But yeah, pretty much.
It'll be our first year witnessing LeBron play for the Lakers, and what's your take on that? Tonight we can see him play for the first time against the Trailblazers.
I really want to get myself a LeBron jersey because those jerseys are sick, and yeah, I hope he stays in it for a while. But yeah, the team's probably going to be exciting. They got a ton of young guys, and if you put LeBron on any roster, it's a contender for sure. I mean, LeBron should be MVP literally every season.
Quick take right now, though, if you have that perspective. If LeBron wasn't in the league and this year played out, who would you have as your MVP?
I have no idea, but it should be LeBron every year.
I'm taking
Last year for
Damian
sure.
Lillard.
Yeah, you should just shut up because Damian Lillard will not be the MVP.
26.7.
Here's the bold predictions, Brea. Damian Lillard isn't going to win MVP. Damian Lillard might not even make the playoffs. Because
All right.
Damian Lillard is staying a Trailblazer for life.
I'm trying
That is
to
not
Jennifer.
If you were a GM and you had the Warriors roster, would you trade any of them for any other player?
I think that's a really good question. I know that I probably would trade for more defensive assets. I don't know if I'd trade away most of my starters, but I would trade away. I'll trade away probably Klay Thompson, let him thrive on another team, and bring back another. He is an amazing 3-and-D player, but I'd bring back someone like Robert Covington and a few picks. I know it's not plausible, but I want that same 3-and-D player who's not quite his level, but just so I have the franchise thriving for years to come, because I feel like the Warriors, after this next few years, is going to start spreading apart. So I trade Klay Thompson on this 1-year rental that he's on right now to get picks and a similar player, but just not quite to his caliber.
Who do you think should win the MVP this upcoming season?
Who I want to win it is a different story than who I think is going to win it.
Who do you think? Who do you want to win it?
I want Damian Lillard to win it. I want to solidify himself.
Who do you want to win it?
I want Giannis.
Wait. Who should win it?
Okay. The person who should win the MVP this season is LeBron James. He should win every year if he keeps up the same like skill level he's been playing with the past few years, 27, 7, and 7. And you can keep that up one more year when he's 34 years old. I think he should win the MVP if they get a top 3 seed. 55 plus wins is what my goal is for the Lakers team. But if you can't achieve that, I would want a lower seed team to win, but with with more role players around them. So someone like I would say like from the Denver Nuggets, I'd like to see Jokic really solidify himself as an all-star and potentially be in the MVP running. So I can see players like you wouldn't expect trying or pushing for the MVP this year rather than just the standard top 3 elite guys, KD, Steph Curry, and LeBron.
How long do you think LeBron will be in a Lakers uniform?
4 years old.
Why?
Michael Jordan retired when he was 39, and I think he's going to do something petty like that and just one-up Michael Jordan at that point. And
LeBron's 33.
He's 33, yeah. I can see him playing for another 7 years just until he gets that age where he's 1 year older than when Michael Jordan retired. And Kobe Bryant retired at 37, and I think he's just trying to outplay them because he's known for his longevity. So I think that if he becomes one of the oldest players to play in the league at a high level, I think he's going to maintain doing that until he no longer can.
If you were coach last night, who would you rather have, Kyrie or Klay Thompson?
I know last night I would have preferred Klay Thompson. I mean, his defense was still spectacular from what I saw. And Kyrie Irving looked a little lackey on defense. He did get 7 assists, but his shooting percentage was still lower than Klay Thompson, and both had bad shooting nights. And I know that if Klay Thompson had been playing for the Celtics last night, I feel like he would have been the same type of caliber, or played at the same type of caliber that Kyrie played last night, because that's not hard to match if you're in the NBA. Welcome to our new segment called NBA Fast Facts, where I list historical, recent, or just interesting facts about the NBA. And I'm going to start now. I'm going to try and do 10 in under 30 seconds. Okay? I got a timer going, and we're going to start.
How long do you think the Warriors dynasty, how many more years do you think that will last?
I think the dynasty as a whole, with all 5 All-Stars, will only last 1 year. This year, they're going to get the ring, and then I think Draymond Green or Klay Thompson will leave, and I don't think DeMarcus is coming back because he'll get his ring and then he'll try and play so he can get a bigger contract in the coming years. Then I think they'll win 1 or 2 more rings in the coming. I think they'll get 1 ring in the next 2 years after this year, and then they're going to be older. They're going to be an older team, so I do believe that at that point the younger guys are going to start taking over the league as a whole, and then the Warriors dynasty will come to an end. In 3, 2, 1, 10 facts. Fact number 1, Shaquille O'Neal only made 1 3-pointer in his entire career. He went 1 for 26 from the line. Fact 2, Air Jordans were once banned from the NBA, and Nike had to pay $5,000 every single year, or every single game that he wore them. Number 3, Kobe Bryant's parents had to sign on to his first NBA contract. Number 4, the average height of NBA players in the 1950s was 6'7". Number 5, the shortest player and tallest player both played on the same team, and that was Muggsy Bogues and Manu Bol. Oh, we made it through 5 fast facts. Next time we'll make it through 10. And thank you for watching NBA Fast Facts with Jeep.
Thank you for watching Hoop Talks. It's been another great episode.
From talking about Scary Terry to Kyrie Irving, we've really enjoyed having you.